All right, so we just talked about the major report in the Washington Post about how Pete Hegseth basically is ordering our military to commit war crimes. They have one super clear example. Not only blowing up the boat in the first place is a war crime, these fishing boats that they're accusing of being, narco-trafficking boats, but Pete Hegseth ordered a double tap on one of these boats when people were incapacitated in the water. And, as I've told you guys, the first strikes are illegal because you're not supposed to blow up drug trafficking boats. And by the way, these aren't even drug trafficking boats. But the second strike is definitely illegal because these people pose no imminent threat whatsoever. And so Hegseth has been crashing out, basically validating the story while also saying, but it's okay. Then he's making jokes about it at the same time. So arrogant, so high in his own supply. And it's really fucking backfiring. It's really backfiring because now the pressure is ramping up. And as I told you guys, for the first time in a long time, it's actually the mainstream media talking about potential war crimes, not just us. I mean, we've been talking about the war crimes ad nauseum, ad infinitum on this show because somebody's got to fucking do it because we commit war crimes on a fucking weekly basis, right? But now mainstream media is getting in on the fun. So Trump is now asked. Trump is now under pressure because of what Hegseth did here. And of course, remember, the buck always stops with Trump. It stops with Trump. If something bad's happening in his administration, that's on him, right? That's the way it works. You're never going to guess what he does here. He immediately throws Hegseth directly under the bus. Watch.
There were a second strike that killed people committing the first strike. Are you thinking that would be illegal?
I don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about. So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted that on the second strike. The first strike was very legal. It was fine. And if there were two people around, but Pete said that didn't happen.
Does that make
I have great confidence.
He's saying there's no second strike.
I don't know. I'm going to find out about it. But Pete said he did not order the death of those two men.
So notice the contradiction too. Earlier, Pete Hegseth goes, we're doing lethal attacks. That's what we want. And now Trump's going, oh, he didn't want to kill those people. I don't know what you're talking about. He wasn't trying to kill those people. Hegseth was just saying we do lethal strikes. And Biden was soft on terrorists, so now we're going hard on terrorists and we're killing them. Oh, he didn't want to kill them. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my God, this is such fucking amateur hour shit.
Concerns about how those boat strikes have been carried out at all?
Very little, because you can see the boats, you can see the drugs in the boats, and each boat is responsible for killing 25,000 Americans. So, and they're doing an amazing job. And we're getting, you just look at the numbers. The amount of drugs coming into our country by sea is infinitesimal compared to what it was just a few months ago.
Okay, so in the middle there, he threw Pete directly under the bus, but I wouldn't have wanted the second strike. Trump, I don't know what happened, and Pete said he did not even know what people were talking about. I wouldn't have wanted the second strike. The first strike was very lethal. It was fine. The second that this becomes too much of a headache for Trump, Hegseth is gonzo. It is over. It is done. Trump has a track record. The second you're too much of a headache for him, he will throw you directly under that fucking bus. And this is the first sign of that shit happening. So keep up the pressure, keep up the noise. I hope the media keeps grilling him and pointing this out because this is completely and utterly unacceptable. And by the way, we also have to point out who really is fucking running this administration, because it certainly ain't fucking Trump. It reminds me of, remember when they did the ICE raid on that South Korean factory that had a bunch of legal South Korean workers there who were like setting up the factory? And Trump was like, we're going to leave them alone because they're building the factories or training our workers. It's wonderful what's going on there. And then Stephen Miller basically overrode Trump and said, no, we're going to deport these legal South Korean immigrants, which led to a giant crisis, which led South Korea to go, maybe we'll just freeze building this factory in the first place because, hey, we're not being treated with respect. And Trump had repeatedly said, that's not what I wanted. I don't want to kick these people out. But they got kicked out of the country. So Stephen Miller called the shot at the last minute. That's what fucking happened. In the same way that Russ Vought is calling the shots when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the social safety net, the mass cuts to pediatric cancer research, the mass cuts to the CFPB, the mass cuts to scientific research in general. Like, he's not leading. He's not leading. He is actually not in control. He is fucking spending all of his time in the waning years of his life, as he obviously is having serious cognitive and physical issues. He's building the Epstein Memorial Ballroom. He's knocking down the east wing of the White House. He was remodeling the Lincoln bathroom, which he was obsessed with and posting pictures about, right? They've given him these like little pet projects. Like getting rid of the Rose Garden and building the fucking gaudy Ramada Inn patio in the White House. This is what he's fucking focused on. This is what he's doing. And what's happening? Stephen Miller is the Jewish Nazi running immigration in this country, making ICE go full Gestapo. Russ Vought is cutting the entire social safety net and kicking 17 million people off Medicaid. Marco Rubio is doing imperialism and colonialism and trying to do regime change in Venezuela. And now we know Pete Hegseth, the fucking drunk rapist cowboy idiot, is, lighting up innocent fishermen while playing G.I. Joe and pretending like he's some sort of fucking hero. So the whole lot of them need to be fucking locked up. The whole lot of them need to be locked up. And here's Trump. He's wobbling. He's wobbling now on Hegseth. So a little more pressure, a little bit more time. Again, the second that he feels like this is too much of a headache, he'll throw him right under the bus. If it comes down to, hey, Trump, it's your ass or Hegseth's ass, how quickly is Hegseth cooked? He is mega cooked. So Hegseth's trying to like tweet through it and be Mr. fucking, look at me, I'm Mr. fucking tough guy. Like, you can't fucking stop me, bro. Just repeatedly telling on himself and admitting to war crimes. And here's Trump going, I wouldn't have done that. Personally, me, I wouldn't have done that. So go ahead. Keep going. Keep going, drunkie. Let me know how that works out for you. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.